Greetings, free people. Greetings, free people. Again, with us there to share some information from our grassroots perspective on a more, what I call them kind of information, upon a macro level, meaning on an international level, opposed to just a micro level, meaning a domesticated or local level. Now, what's the American Bulletin? Joe Hyman exists here as a Nestorian king here. Yeah, now what's freedom, God? Our advocacy is just freedom. That's it. Now what says a Clearfield Trust Doctrine? People, listen again. The Clearfield Trust. Remember we talk about Jamaica trust and all kind of trust. So this is a Clearfield Trust Doctrine. Now, this doctrine is stemming from the 1943 Supreme Court case, which is Clearfield Trust Company versus United States, establishes the federal courts, again, establishes that federal courts have the authority to create federal common law. You hear that? They might create their own federal common law. I'm quite sure it's separate and distinct from what a common law is, which is a law of contract. So again, they have the authority to create federal common law in areas where there are a strong, where there's a strong federal interest and a need for a uniform rule, especially regarding federal negotiable instruments. So all of this thing kind of tie in with the changes what we see. We go on to say government descended to the level of a mere private corporation and take on the characteristics of a mere private citizen. I think we should have moved this so the one that can, Private citizens where private corporate Federal Reserve notes, means Federal Reserve bank notes, commercial paper and securities. Securities are the birth certificate type of bonding instrument. Them that are securities. Commercial paper usually, well, a form of it is like the Bank of Jamaica issue them paper money. Those negotiable instrument, they can call those federal banknotes. And for the purpose of suit, such corporation or private individuals are regarded as entities entirely separate from government. So the Federal Reserve banknote and that system is separate from government, but most people now don't know that. Why? Because they have a name such as Federal Reserve. When government enters the world of commerce, they are subject to the same burden as any private firm or corporation. So I'm gonna share them information here just for, again, around our corner yourself, for bring them up, because through them so politically inclined, them kind of stuck in a domesticated state of condition where them not realize what go on the international stage will always affect the local domestic areas. Yeah, man. And when you're talking about federal law, that's where Jamaica is involved, because Jamaica is listed as debtor within their federal corporate construct, within their business commercial environment. And I have present information to verify those claims. This is why I say we kind of separate on this thing from a lot of ones who just talk. Them can't verify nothing, so them just talk. And usually they can only regurgitate. Yeah, man, because remember, you know, for them advocacy on a freedom, for them advocacy more financial. You usually have people out there where the only thing what motivate them is the concept or idea of getting money. Yeah. And if you scrutinize these people, you're gonna realize just a state of condition with them there. And I like anything wrong with it. But as one's elevate and one's perception start align with nature, one's gonna realize or discover there's a lot more to it than what is being presented or expressed from the government perspective. So if you wanna bring information for garner clarity, then everybody are gonna be drifting out there, lost in their commercial sea. So again, we just share with information and hopes that the ones that can appreciate it, who it resonate with. We not create these things. All we do is discover these things and share it. Them things are not new. We are talking about them information from that time. And as we improve and become better, we share it again and bring a little more clarity. That makes sense to regurgitate without, I bring clarity. Now it's a patriotic Americans take notice. This when them say patriotic, they must say ones who are really committed and devout and really serious about whatever organization, corporation, or country, what they really subscribe to. So it's the Clearfield Trust Company versus the United States, 318 US 330, 363, is a 1942 case and therefore important to Americans because it is a public policy decision following after the changes in the legal system in 1938 by the Erie Railroad versus Tompkins case, where earlier decision of the Supreme Court was based upon public law, are now not honored in the court of legislative nature, created to administer the bankruptcy of the nation in behalf of the corporate government's creditors. Now, yeah, it kind of sounds a way to, we are read or we read. But what I'm really say, they make a big devil switch within their legal system where they remove themselves from public law and initiate public policy. And this is a decision by judges. Yeah, man and woman like me and you, but are being influenced by, I would say, some non-human entity. Yeah, because the non-human entity is psychotic. Yeah, and lack empathy. Yeah, man. So this is where we have to deal with a face. So without correct, accurate knowledge, then we're not going to accomplish nothing. And that's why when I share information, my information is just a little bit unique. I'm telling you, my information remove the presumed authority from all these government and its agencies. Literally. Only truth can do that. Yeah, man, but you can't just talk it. You have to can validate it, verify it. Yeah, man. So this is where I'm throwing them big devil switch, where they must say the Federal Reserve is now the creditor. Why? Because them come issue some fake money and bankrupt the place and create the catastrophe, and then them come be the savior with a financial system now where them remove the substance like gold and silver, we represent value, and replace it with paper and call the paper commercial paper or negotiable instrument. You understand? So even the bank notes where you see, and we are say, oh, our money. Well, yes, because them agree for it to be used as a tender of payment, but it's really a debt instrument. And once you have a debt, you can only satisfy a debt with some asset. You understand? This is why them have what is known as the guarantee contract and a suretyship contract. And this is why them have a local trust and a foreign trust. The government that is in place is outside the scope of the local trust. But them are, you know, say, enforce a foreign trust agreement out there, or presumed agreement. This is when you see a police officer can run around and act as if he is God in his costume with public servants' equipment. Police not buy the gun, the bullet, nor the uniform. I'm not sure if them get government underwear. I don't know. What me I try to say is them a public servant and them supposed to uphold them constitutional oath of allegiance and do them duty. So if them are going to challenge a criminal, we don't have a problem with that. But there is rules that dictate those conduct. Them thing that we are talking about. And the moment we deviate from those rules, one iota, then we spoil the whole case. You compromise the whole case. But when you're in an environment where everybody is criminal, police not have to worry about compromising, not at all. Because everybody a liar. And the people them will fit stand up and, shout out and call for justice. Them don't know the difference. You understand? Totally don't know the difference. Well, put it this way, they're just learning. They're just learning. And why them just learn is because them still look to the very people who have victimized them for answers. No, you are that answer. You hold them to that oath of allegiance, and when them violate it, it's called treason. Now you listen, but everyone got it, so. Now you just sue them. That's the best we can do. We just take them in some kind of, for them own foreign court and present the rules where them are circumvents or obfuscate, or the rules where them are break. Show them the contract where them supposed to subject themselves to and why it is a breach when them are doing their own thing in order to profit from public slavery. So this is when they met the big devil switch in 1938, when they moved from public law, and public law are still them statute. However, there's a formal process to initiate that public law, while the public policy where them just make up for them own slaves. So these are the distinction. Now the use of private commercial paper, debt, currency, or Federal Reserve note, Federal Reserve bank notes, removes the sovereignty status of governments, of we the people, and reduce them to an entity rather than a government. And like any corporation or person, an entity cannot compel performance on its corporate statutes or corporation rules unless it, like any other corporation's rules, unless it, like any other corporation, listen carefully, is the holder in due course of some contract or commercial agreement between it, the corporate entity where I make demands for compel you for to perform, and the one who demands for performance are made. That are you, because them a demand you for do all kind of song and dance like you're a monkey. and is willing to produce said document and to enter same into evidence before trying to enforce its demand, called statutes. Now again, let me read this as is. The use of private commercial paper, debt currency, or Federal Reserve note remove the sovereignty status of governments and reduce said governments to an entity rather than a government. So it's no longer a government, but an entity where you can just hold and beat up the way you want with it, or carry it in a court and sue it. Now, rather than a government, and like any corporation or person, an entity cannot compel performance on its corporate statutes or its corporation rules unless it is the holder in due course excuse me, of some contract or commercial agreement or contract. Now, this is where they make a presumption saying there is some underlying contract or there is some antecedent contract by way of some pledge. This is where the birth certificate come in, where they create it and say you pledge your allegiance to all these nonsense. No such thing. It's all a presumption. Everything is implied until you rebut it or correct it or you participate within it and give it life. Now, because them are the whole of the due course, then again, them a bluff everything. So again, them a say, them have to be the holder in due course of some contract or commercial agreement between it and the one who demand for performance are made and is willing to produce said document. So all you have to do is police, present the document, present the contract where authorize you for act or for bring any action or for even interact with me. And you have to enter the same document into evidence before trying to enforce. You are telling me, say, you need license, you need registration. Before you even talk to me, present that contract that gives you the authority. When you say you have jurisdiction, it means authority. It means you have a contract in your hand where both me and you agree to perform whatever the stipulation of that contract says. So present the contract. Why? Because I can present the Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedom here on this island as that contract, where it has said you and your parliament shall make absolutely no laws. So whatever rules and regulation you are called law can't apply to I, nor the ones that we associate with I. It can't apply to the free man or woman. It will always may apply to any legal fiction. Why? Because it's a legal society. So any authority that is being presumed is not lawful, but it may be legal if you consent to such. Clarity out there, you know. Yeah, man. Now, the following is from a letter sent to a friend, but contained therein may be information of interest to all Americans. And true, we not just say we are Jamaican. And when people say them are American, them really I say them are United States of America citizen, that country. Because the true American knows say boy are the whole of the Western Hemisphere. When them say America, them I talk about the Western Territory. And when them get specific, them leave out the southern region and just so them capture the northern region, which include our area. And we can prove or validate that with a document called the Organization of American States. We not talk sideways. And that document, you're going to find that even the very United States is a member of such organization, included but not limited to all the so-called Caribbean islands. So when you hear them talk about 50 states, know it's something separate and distinct. This is when them in them federal area and I make them capture the mainland Indians them over there. So everybody is a citizen. First, them say all men are created equal, and as such are endowed with certain unalienable or unalienable rights, such as the fundamental rights to life, liberty, and the pursuance of happiness in the form of owning your property, not leasing it, not renting it, but owning it. And as time goes by, a demonic force enter in this thing and then change it up and create what is known as a 14th Amendment citizen, where that instrument never mention a man or woman. It only deal with legal entities. It talk about person and persons. Don't take my word for it. Just check. And from that 14th Amendment citizen, I think that was in 1884 or 83, some one of them a long time there. Then every document will come after, I said, if you're born in this country, you're a citizen of this country. The very same word in a narrative is for the British Nationality Act. You'll see the very same word in the United States Constitution. You'll see the very same word in the Jamaica Constitution, where them are impose than legal society upon the man and woman who is outside. When them say you're born and you're a citizen of Jamaica, first a man like me, once I become cognizant, me I ask, what is Jamaica? Define Jamaica. And when you look at the documents, specifically the Jamaica Independence Act, it clearly expressed to me that Jamaica is no longer a colony, but a commonwealth. So when I say Jamaica, you talk about the commonwealth. Now, that being in and of itself, it assures that this is where the freedom lies. However, right after that, you have a political agency or entity where push up itself, impose itself as the representative of the Commonwealth state of Jamaica. Now, that what them do, them remove all the people from the Commonwealth area and create their own political constituencies and place the people inside these areas called parishes. You understand? No different than when them captured the Indians over there and placed them in the federal states. That was formerly colony. Watch me now. Do our own research. Because when we speak, we can verify what we have said. You are the ones that are learning. Yeah, man. So don't just take my word for it. All we are doing is demonstrate what we know, the little knowledge what we have, only for bring clarity. Yeah, man. Now it said, dear friend, you're calling my attention to the exceedingly broad definition of the term person in our latest issue of the Black's Sixth Law Dictionary, that is the 6th edition, is appreciated because with that awareness, we now realize the need to pin our wolf adversary down in every legal situation as to his precise meaning whenever he uses the term or read the term in some statute that he asserts is directed to include us, which is a man and a woman, in its demands or in its limitation upon our freedom. So this is why I tell the item said, when you hear these people, these slave drivers and these coppers who are slave catchers, I run them out. All them I do is make a presumption and say, boy, them are God. And you agree to them being God. So them can talk to you. Them can compel you. You know what I mean? Yeah, for comply with them foreign rules what them are impose, them slavery. Because me are sure say once they move away from law and as a policy, then them not deal with law anymore. It's as simple as that. Yeah, man. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. Because all them are do is this. Them basically limit the fundamental rights and freedom where even the very constitutional documents, the charter, it's secured. It guarantees this. So how them a circumvent it and a get away? And just a galang like them now go stop, like it now go change. What go on? It's crazy, man. We will all be presumed to be a Jamaican citizen or a United States citizen, one, by the bureaucrats employed in the administration of our corporate nation's bankruptcy. Again, we right now operate in what I'm call a state of insolvency, bankruptcy. This is why we have a Jamaica Insolvency Act 2014 when I man come on the scene. This is why we have a Jamaica Trust Act September 16 when I manifest, I dream. Yeah, man. And now the reality is that, see there, we are move forward in a, a much more productive direction when we can, present the verified proof of what we are dealing with. Because I hear my call about the Insolvency Act. Just go do the research. The Jamaica Trust, September 16, 2019. Them thing that I and I, the officer, inspire them thing. I not create it, but I met them off to publish these things, literally. It wasn't in existence before I came on the scene. I'm come to Jamaica 2010. And by 2011, me I look on the world passport because me I say I want to move, but me in a situation. I don't want to be in a situation where you acquire nothing and Babylon just take everything. One of the worst things is when you're there and I say, boy, you're out of status and Babylon just root you up, lock you up for 9 months or 11 months and mash up your whole life. And then send them deported to Jamaica. And you're supposed to just die. A man like me, I just apply myself. So right now, me in a position and a situation where these Babylonians have no authority to even talk to me, much less engage me. Me are them public boss. Them are my public servant. So all me have to do is give them information and direct them on what me I do, what me I deal with, and then get out my way and facilitate my needs. That's it. This is how me approach this. Me not come like uno slave I talk about uno need. Me not in that. Me not know, I can't conceive that. Only through me I move with a different truth, an ancient truth, this esoteric truth. Say uno and a God. Sodomite uno is not God. And that me I say, uno can't fool the world. Uno not gonna fool me. Uno can carry away the world. Pussy, you can't carry me go nowhere. Me a turn up right here so solid as a fire burn. Truth is supreme. And we are demonstrate truth. Yeah, man. Different level, man. Now beg, my friend. We are judgment them. Alright. Again, by the bureaucrats employed in the administration of our corporate nation's bankruptcy, unless we might remain outside of the pledge made by the administrators of the respective state governments acting in a corporate capacity, wherein they, without power of attorney from anyone, pledge the life, labor, and property of their citizenry as surety for the debt obligation of the legislative democracy created by oversaw Article 1, Section whatever it is, Clause 17 of our national constitution, without offering the alert citizenry of remedy from consequences of the administrative presumption that the citizenry would be behind the state administrators in the above pledge. This is why I said Jamaica Administrator General, watch me now. I know when you hear me I touch upon them subject matter, you say, hey, take my name out of the public. I don't want them man to find my name. I don't want them man to find my picture. Because in that matter of fact, I resign. Hey, I'm going to check. Them are going to run like thief. The whole of them are going to run like thief when me I present my version, my comprehension, my intellectual property, my grassroots breakdown on this kind of information. Them are going to run out of town. For absolutely nobody on this island about this information, even aware of this information. Not even the cross-dressing sissy where them have out there we are purport themselves to be so bright, clueless of this side of the information. So it's not so. Again, without offering the alert citizenry of remedy from consequences of the administrative presumption that the citizenry would be behind the state administrators in the above pledge, those administrators could be charged with fraud. Again, that's why I said, now start your limitation of the on fraud. So when the government have a style to say, oh, it's statute of limitation, we can't do nothing about it, DUNCE government. We're going to decimate on the whole world. Because on DUNCE, we want to chat about apply for on a little political area. That DUNCE low IQ area where everybody a thief. If you give them a gift, them thief it. If a 10 of them and you give them 10 individual gifts for the 10 of them, watch me now. I'm going to get the whole 10 because one man a thief everything and cut. Yeah, man. And when him cut, the rest just plan up and go thief. Thief back the things them wherever I put it down. I saw them work around there. A big nonsense group of brutal people. I purport themselves like them proper. I come out of a colonial curricular university and I go on like them know nothing or them educated. While the international community I rape them, I sodomize them, and I laugh at them. And I say, sovereign man, you're the only one out there. Judge them. And me I say, no, me just I got judgment them. Yeah, man. Just bring the information and make them shame. Every last one of them. Shame. Whoever hear me talk about surety before, and suretyship, and guarantee. Remember the document you kind of old, 1997, and I'm quite sure from 1942, so a lot of information still never privy. So when a man like me place my hand on this kind of instrument, I smile and say, hey, I'm not crazy. Here it is. Other people have said the very same thing where I said. And them I said long before me, because I just come on the scene. It's just that I come with that energy and a piece of power, yeah. Where these sodomite, yeah, if you run and hide and all kind of seller. And me if you wonder, how them I run and hide, so? You understand? What go on? Oh, when I talk these jokes and I want to tell me say a lie, me I tell them I don't know what me I said. From a present information and, qualify anything. Oh, them just ignore me, sir. What go on out there? I don't know why. So me just go in my own corner, right, yeah, so, and do my work like this. Yeah, man. And can't touch it, man. Way above them head, man. So them said those administrators would be committing fraud, or they can be charged with fraud once them not present the contract, once them not present remedy. When them make these presumptions and I say within a contract, there is no adequate consideration given to us. Yeah, man. So to cover their back end from such charges from the handful of alert sovereign sovereigns who might object to having their life, labor, and property pledged as surety for an equitable debt obligation in private commercial paper which the foreign US Congress could borrow in the name of the corporate state, corporate United States, which that entity created by Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17 called itself as distinct from the Union of States, now referred as America. No, man, now referred as the United States of America. That's how the Union State. America include all these islands. Don't try fool with. And the citizenry thereof as American rather than as United States citizens. So when them say American, them want so them a national American and not a subject United States citizen American. You know what I mean? So them, in other words, you have America, the bigger corporation, and you have United States, the fiscal agency, the government of that corporation. Because the United States of America, that corporation is what is known as the country. That's why we were upon this level now. We can call it the corporate country. The common people clueless with who we are dealing with, so we have to keep share. And basically that's what it is. Two separate areas and entities. So this is when they must say, created by Article 1, Section 8, Clause 17, calls itself as distinct from the Union of States, now referred to as America, and the citizenry thereof as American rather than United States citizen. The state administrators offered a remedy which is now encoded from the accepted by all state government acting in their corporate capacity. To those who wish to exercise it, that remedy is in the Uniform Commercial Code at Article 1, Section, they must say 207, but them change it. So you just find the change. And to those exercising said remedy, Article 1, Section 103.6 guarantee their former surrogate status under the common law and not public policy or federal common law, even though they are forced to make private commercial debt papers the medium of exchange for cash or for each of a lawful medium in substance of gold or silver. Again, they must say Article 1, Section 103.6 guarantees the former surrogate status under the common law, even though we, the people, are forced to make private commercial debt paper the medium of exchange for cash for each of a lawful medium in substance of gold. So the debt paper now substitute for the gold and silver. Really. Piece of paper. That's what I must say. And they must fancy the paper, like I'm showing the bond paper where it have all kind of fancy edging and watermarks for security features. All of these things. Oh, now I guess that's it. I'm done already. Article, okay, I believe that the above paragraph explains why one who has exercised the remedy in the USS Code does not have this form of status compromised through his force. Okay, so once you sign the document a certain way, then you're going to outside of them jurisdiction and authority. Basically, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, man. Though his force exchange in that instrument also, through his force exchange in that instrument, also known as the uniform doctrine of commercial notes, i.e., Federal Reserve notes or Federal Reserve bank notes. California government C section 243, these are the things that we use in federal law. The United States, a citizen of the United States who is not a citizen of the state, has the same right and duties as a citizen of the state, not an elector. Now, basically, the Clearfield Doctrine, this, which part them make the big devil switch and change up a whole bunch of things. So this is when they move from public law to public policy. And a damn thing of them are instilled out there. Negotiable instrument. This is why I say everything is negotiable. Not care how it look, not care how it sound. You just want the esoteric knowledge. Yeah, for you just make your own presentment. For all them I do is make offer. And why you're so powerful, you're gonna know so them always want your consent, your signature, or your mark. Always. I'm not do nothing without your mark. And you know, ask why is that? Anyway, we just pass through upon the level if we share that basic information there. And know sir, going forward we are trying to maintain the simplicity. We just share the information for generally. And then more time through me I deal with personal issues with ones. But we share information pertaining to what we are dealing with. Well, them ones that we understand clearly what we are talking about, while others we can just speculate. I have to say salute to the warrior them out there who touch base with me, because when we close down the group chat, you have people where not me specifically, and that shows that them have the respect there, them have the love for the thing there, and them are show that interest there. So them people, after a while, I just put them together and we can just exchange ideas. And, you know, we just move on a level as some free man, some free ones where just express ourselves. We don't want to just say, I work in their nation. We're going to try to keep that in the background. You understand? Because too much people try to attach themselves to things where them have no interest in, them just want profit and benefit. So what we are trying to do remove the parasites and alleviate the parasitic nature from some of the people and when I choose to apply themselves, when I choose to support, when I find interest in it, and we like for waste other people's time. We are alleviate them issues that we are extricate ourselves from those type of ones and we are remove those type of ones from our midst. We have to make the change, we have to switch it up, we have to, you know what I mean? Yeah. And we know it now got popular because parasite hate when the host discover them and choose to extricate them from themselves. Parasite hate that because they know them not have long to live. They have not much longer to live. So when people think to extricate the parasite, you the host won't die. No. You the host won't flourish while that those parasites are gonna realize what I'm miss. Enough of the energy vampires, these energy vampires, enough of them. We are give them some energy when them absorb it, it decimate them. That's what them get now. Enough for the intellectual pirates. Some people don't want to think for themselves but live off of other people's information without showing any gratitude or gratification or anything at all. Them is just that intellectual pirate, no different from those blood-sucking vampires. Man like me, I burn it out, man. What? When I speak, it cut to the core of me and make on a naturally hold down my head in embarrassment, which you guys should be ashamed. How long it ever take on for become active or at least to activate? How long Well, stay in a phone world. Stay in that world of confusion. Stay in that world of illusion. And we will go and build what we are built right here. Yeah, man. Anyway, the brave may fall but never yield. And we is bold and brave, firm and strong, salute our work in the nation in America. Well, may I tell us, even though we know 100 in the day, you can more time, they go through changes. Well, me and a brethren are reason, and me I say, yeah, ones would even know more time, you know. Me and the brethren are reason, and the brethren, I say, oh, you sound so king, and me I said, John, no, I'm kind of popping on this, I go on, and yeah. When I said, John, no, I know them things that go on, and me I say, yeah. But ones out there now go have a clue, them are go clueless. You know what I mean? Because through them not have no interest. But we have to hold firm and do what is, you know, proper. You know what I mean? Share whatever little knowledge that we have, because we've done and do that already, we now got stop. And we have bring our kind of, you know, comprehension and intellect to it. We don't want to hear from you when you don't want, you know what I mean, talk true. We not colonize, and if you colonize, stay away from them. Just know so them ones they are the uncolonized ones. So when we become uncolonized, we can link with those ones. Until then, stay the mess away, man. Just stay away, man. Don't feel no way. Don't feel hurt. Because you have the option to elevate to this level. So when you choose not to, stay down there somewhere and watch where the waking up. That's a simple thing. Salute out there. Give thanks for the time, give thanks for the moment. Yeah, man. Just keep that fire burning. Yeah, man. That light of truth. Yeah, man. And embarrass them. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Make your success, make them shame. I think of that truth they are going to be. But the warrior name again. Enemy, enemy. Success and make what enemy scared. Yeah. Massacre. Yeah, man. Give thanks and praise out there. Warriors out there. Hold them. Stay firm. Stay firm in anything going on. Anything at all going on. Just stay firm in it. Stay firm in it, warrior. Anything at all. Stay firm in it, Ayaka. We know the road not easy out there. And remember me, I tell you. And I like ones want to live forever, you know. But ones just want to know, say, yeah, you know, them get a fullness.
Success I make me enemy scared. Success I make me enemy scared. Circus smile, blink large. Tell you we gon' enemy scared. Scared. Been through the roughest times, why them want my life for worse? Me learn to load the gun before me learn to buy the verse. Them think me dead, me skill, me skip the grave and sight the earth. Go forward, me not try reverse. And all live time reverse. Me woulda live this same life, growing up without a fuck it, yo, me make it out ya. Mummy say yes, me soldier. And tears full of rice because me make you prouder. Me a go make you stinking rich till them can't take the order. Them want to see me drop me can't.
Boy, people, me I tell us, mash up well. Just I go through it and just I bounce. Right now, I feel sweet. Look like I can go take on a little walk out there, fresh air walk. But remember me, I tell you now, we have to turn up firm in this Gideon, man. Don't play games out there. And don't left out on a bush. No left on a bush, no left on a bush tea, no left on a bush bar, on a botanical bar. Yeah, on a spiritual bar. You know, I forgot how we're going to do that. You just draw some bush and hold it right. Hold them out there.
Success I make me enemy scared. Circus smile, blink large. Tell you we gon' make it. Tell you we gon' enemy scared. scared. Been through the roughest times, why them want my life for worse? Me learn to load the gun before me learn to buy the verse. Them think me dead, me skill, me skip the grave and side the earth. Go forward, me not try reverse, and I live time reverse. Me woulda live the same life, growing up without a fuck it, yo, me make it out, yeah. Me say yes, me soldier. As tears full of rice because me make you prouder. Me a go make you stinking rich till them can't take the order. Them want to see me drop me guard so every step me sober. Squad me not take pull over, come me no left the road. Them a go witness man right, just ask Jehovah. Dance ask Jehovah. Yeah, tell you we gon' make it. Success that make me enemies scared. Circus man, link large. We gon' make it. No sweat and only paper. Fight the fight, now we in charge. Yeah. Success to make me enemy scared. Circus man, link large. No sweat and we live up it. Fight the fight, now we in charge. Them want to see me water down. Them strength me never ask for none. Crazy dollars, crazy hammers, so they can't run. The weed I light, me feel the vibe, don't get a flask of rum. Fuck them girl, she left her heart with me, she left her chest of rum. Mass life, still I get used to this past life. Back in the day, she used to pass like you alright. Strap down, when the cash come, yo, me not lie.
Complete gratitude to the warrior them out there and the warriors. We hold them harder. Yeah, man. Salute out there, I Patreon. The warriors them we are hold up this thing. Watch me now. Only is a part of something unique. Only is a part of something great. Watch ya. Not different from Christ where I'm having so-called disciples when deal with private and personal. As something I go work with you know, not gonna knock me up privately and personally. I'm gonna just pour out whatever energy me have on the item. And the item just build. And as ones and ones find interest and come together then. Yeah, and again, them ones I make sure say I can there so. And at them really I put my obligation in. I can't do it for everybody anymore. You understand? Yeah, man. So the warrior them, them know themselves. When I shut down the shot, one of the first man will fire me up at Sir Dimitri. That's why I'm a rate Dimitri out there. Them youth that irrespective of what them there, what them a do, them youth they are check in and make sure them good. Yeah, man, me not have to talk about Joel Jaguar. Ray, general out there, complete love, respect, and honor, my good brother. Ray is a warrior where when we're there, them man they spice, and them man they used to cook I meal and things. Yeah, that's when me I feel like doing. Yeah, man. And then Monday, when them Monday I bring my meal to our inner people. It's like a king. Not different than when I see my first lady I prepare meal for me. Yeah, man. One of the most important thing is I get food in a plastic container. Yeah, top of the glass. And one of the movie when you pay attention and observe and when you notice at them level that you know the woman where you deal with respect the fact she deal with a king. And you now have to acknowledge the fact that you deal with not just a queen, but a royal empress, a divine empress. Because when the woman them humble themselves this way, when them powerful, then them a demonstrate them divine nature. And not every woman have that. So we have to emphasize these things. So I want to start correcting myself out there. Yeah, man. We as man now go get carried away anymore with a superficial beauty. You know what I mean? And the narrative we want to bring to we want to flattery. We now go get carried away with those nonsense anymore. We are looking upon the spirit and we are given our chance to be good. Because we not come amongst good. Because when you don't go amongst bad, when you not stay along, you know, you only want to attract on yourself or attach on yourself to the good. When you will not attach on yourself to some people where bust off head like nothing. Where it's as acidic as you don't want that. You don't want a man like me, whether soft and sweet. Yeah. But when they rough me up, I just hold them made and go inside and go sleep. And that you know want soft man like me. Yeah man. Glad me have my good lady, so better not be soft to she. She not abuse me. That is the most important thing. And me not abuse she. I say some things are going on the island, but true me that already said judgment out there. It not surprise me, but I don't like it. When you see little picnic and rape other little picnic in a school, that means that your children are not safe. Nowhere outside of your presence, my people. Because you have some other, that's why I'm telling you, and everybody you deal with. You have some people where you will say a neighbor and everything look good on the outside, but you do not know the filth where them are entertain and live. You're not gonna know, they won't make you know. And you will see it manifesting on the children them. When you see the children them not just out of order and the outside of law, you know some about the parents them, you know what I mean? Make some error somewhere. We have to admit these things. Listen, I'm no different. That's why I hear me talk first and knowledge. You as a man now will become a man outside of the influence of the parent. You better learn right from wrong and choose good. If you choose evil, then honor your mommy and daddy, you're going to get the judgment. You're going to have to suffer that consequence. However, you're going to put your mommy and daddy in a problem. Because me now, mother just get all depressed because my people them I get too much trouble out there. So mother depressed like mess. And probably the mother now would be the same thing. Probably would have just dead. The people them get so much trouble, them just make the parents and get heart attack and dead. And we have to make certain choices. And you say after them, we do what we have to do as parents. When the youth them turn adult, watch out now. We only can advise them, be there for them. You understand? But them are going to make them own choice. So we have to just rely upon the facts that we did do enough of a good job for hopefully them to become a menace to society. You know, want your children them be a menace to society. You understand? You know, one of them has them outlaw where you see out there. Oh, a little picnic. If you take where next little picnic. Listen, it's sad, but look at the parents, people. Check the family home. Check the environment where these children are come from. These little boy where, as my view would have said, are the judgment them forget. And I watch me now, me agree now, because I know that little nasty boy. Him now come up from be absolutely nothing good and can't change. So him for go in a bucket, acid, and you close the bucket and leave him alive. And watch me now, line up him father and mother. Line up. Don't even let find out of which community him come from. If I any one of them bush community that's raised it, burn it down. Take with the herb where they out of that area there and then burn down it. Burn everybody where in it. Got a little boy there and the under little one with cancer. He might come out of area where spoiled. Make everybody have to verify themselves so then it's not like him and leave the rest. Burn them. Where you say, if you not wipe them out, what you think gonna happen? It not gonna change. Yeah man, that's why I step away from them thing. That society there injurious to everybody and everything. That political, colonial society. Here we make the distinction. We make it naturally, man. Naturally. Anyway, our success, which is the truth what we are speak and can verify that bring us our success, it will make the enemy, the adversary out there terrified. Have them scared. Yeah, because them discover how untouchable we is in our own little humble humility way. We not read, we not take, we just share with information and demonstrate the injustice of what them are called government when them arbitrarily want to do what them want to do and destroy your property and choose not to compensate you. And then them tell you brawling say government badness. That's what them are telling you, say, yeah, what government badness, so let her go away. And we say, hey, we're not going nowhere. We are going to say, yeah.
Me never give up, hold the faith and go and try. Success to make me enemy scared. Circus man, link large. No sweat and only for pain. Fight the fight, now we in charge. Success to make me enemy scared. Circus man, link large. No sweat and only for pain. Fight the fight, now we in charge. Through the roughest times, why them want my life to worse? Me learn to load the gun before me learn to buy the verse. Them think me dead, me.
Salute Nantucket Dale out there. Honor my Lord. Honor my Lord. Salute Harbour Island. Yeah, man. Salute my Lord. Complete power with respect out there. Ambassador. Yeah, man. Sir Ryan O'Neill out there. Salute, man. Salute out there, man. Judge, man. I like the high energy. We're going to link up on all the way as warriors. Just step on a thing and we just chant. Probably we can do some voice note thing where we can replay it and share it out there. But them kind of energy that I want to really deal with. And then I not group up with some little dance people that going like them want style. Them want to get in a beer unnecessary trouble. From that time till now, where they are out there from 2019, and I said this is how it is. And you want to have license and do all kind of thing like slave, but you don't want to par with us and contaminate us. And when you make a mess of yourself, then you want protection from us. How can we do that? How can we do that? We will not allow one to pollute us anymore. Enough for the corruption. We are dealing with purity. You want power with me? Show me, say, boy, you're a non-citizen. Show me the document of renunciation. And it has to be to our specification. We're not talking about Babylon, not talking about come a foreign minister and for them slave nonsense. You mad? Are you silly? Are you out of your mind? You know, you hear me I said them not have no authority in them corporate capacity. So how can I go to them for anything at all? No. You have to direct these sodomites. Say, hey, just like how I cancel my voters registration and return them voters ID. Are you have to do it? Are you have to do it? No man can't do it for you. But you're going to need the knowledge. Where you going to get it? You have to look to the man where you do it. That's it. And when you try to do it on your own, we celebrate it. But you just make sure, sir, your judgment of yours, it don't have nothing to do with us. Because we are doing our thing a little bit differently. And we're being specific. We're not just out here wild or generalize. No, we are specific. We are saying this is who we are. This is where we are. This is what we are. And this is how we are. That's it. Separate and distinct from what them are do out there. Yeah, man. Freedom, God, you know. That was freedom.
Me skill, me skip the grave and sight the earth. So forward, me not try reverse. And I live time reverse. Me woulda live the same life. Growing up without a fuck it, yo, me make it out, ya. Mummy say yes, me soldier. As tears full of rice because me make you prouder. Me a go make you stinking rich till them can't take the order. Them want to see me drop me girl so every step me sober. Squad me